Are you struggling with stress, anger, or self-doubt? The ancient Stoics had the answers, and they're more relevant than ever. Learn how to harness the power of self-reflection, gratitude, and unshakable resilience to conquer life's challenges. Ready to take control of your mind and transform your life? Let's dive in. The art of self-reflection. In Stoicism, the art of self-reflection is paramount. It is through self-reflection that we confront our emotions, examine our actions, and refine our thoughts. It is through self-reflection that we learn to respond with wisdom and virtue, rather than being swept away by fear, anger, or desire. Without deliberate introspection, we remain prisoners of our impulses, subject to the whims of external circumstances rather than masters of our own character. A Stoic journal is more than a collection of thoughts and observations. It is a tool for self-examination, a mirror through which we can observe our inner selves with honesty and clarity. It serves as a silent mentor, guiding us toward a life of virtue and wisdom. The act of writing is not merely an exercise in recording events. It is an intentional practice of confronting our deepest emotions, our triumphs, and our failures. It is a discipline that allows us to strip away self-deception and see ourselves as we truly are. Let us begin with the practice of self-reflection. This is not a task of self-criticism, nor is it an exercise in self-pity. Rather, it is a process of honest inquiry, a courageous exploration of the self. Each day, take a moment to look within. Ask yourself, what troubled you today? What disrupted your sense of inner peace? What caused your emotions to surge, threatening to unbalance you? Write these thoughts down without judgment, without excuse, without the need to assign blame. Did you react impulsively to these emotions? Did you give in to anger, fear, or envy? Did external events dictate your inner state? Or did you respond with wisdom, temperance, and self-control? Be truthful in your assessment, for this is where growth begins. Examine your responses not as a means of self-condemnation, but as a path to self-improvement. Every misstep is an opportunity to refine your character. Every moment of weakness a chance to cultivate inner strength. Now consider your actions. Were they driven by assumptions and unchecked emotions? Or did you seek wisdom, truth, and reason? Did you make decisions based on fleeting feelings, or did you anchor yourself in virtue? Write down where you fell short and where you succeeded. In moments of failure, do not despair. Instead, see them as lessons, as reminders of the work yet to be done. Let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. This insight is crucial to our practice of self-reflection. Our perceptions are often colored by bias, by past experiences, by emotions that cloud judgment. Through journaling, we confront these perceptions, we question them, and we strive to see reality as it is, not as we fear or wish it to be. The art of self-reflection is not an easy practice. It demands honesty, courage, and a willingness to confront our own nature. It is a path that requires us to look our flaws in the eye without turning away. But it is through this process that we gain true self-knowledge. And with self-knowledge comes the power to change, to grow, to become something greater than we were yesterday. Self-reflection is also a practice of gratitude and perspective. It reminds us that we are not defined by our failures, nor are we solely the sum of our successes. Rather, we are always in the process of becoming, of refining, of striving. The goal is not perfection, for no human is without fault. The goal is progress, steady, intentional, and unwavering. To cultivate this practice effectively, establish a daily routine. Each evening before the world retreats into silence, take time to sit with your thoughts. With pen in hand, let your journal be a sacred space where you engage in a dialogue with yourself. Begin by noting the day's events, but do not stop at mere recollection. Instead, probe deeper. Ask yourself, how did I conduct myself today? Where did I allow emotions to overpower reason? Did I act in accordance with my principles? What can I learn from today that will make me stronger tomorrow? As you engage in this practice, be patient with yourself. Growth does not happen overnight. The Stoics understood that virtue is a lifelong pursuit, a journey that requires discipline and persistence. But with each reflection, you will find yourself developing greater clarity, greater resilience, and a deeper understanding of your own nature. The art of self-reflection is, in essence, the art of living well. It is the foundation upon which we build our character. It is the practice that enables us to live with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. So let us embrace it fully. Let us strive for virtue, not just in thought but in action. Let us walk the path of the Stoic not as a mere intellectual exercise but as a way of life. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, remains one of the most revered figures in the history of Stoicism. As a Roman emperor and a dedicated student of philosophy, his meditations provide a unique glimpse into his inner world, a collection of personal reflections that reveal his thoughts, emotions, and struggles. Unlike a work written for public consumption, Meditations was intended as a private journal, making its insights all the more profound and authentic. At the heart of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy was the belief in self-discipline, rationality, and the acceptance of events beyond one's control. He saw life as a continuous journey of self-improvement, urging individuals to cultivate wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, the four cardinal virtues of Stoicism. Through introspection and deliberate action, he believed that people could achieve a life of fulfillment and peace, regardless of external circumstances. The wisdom of Epictetus. Epictetus, the former slave who rose to become one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, offers timeless wisdom on self-control, virtue, and fortitude. His teachings, which have been preserved in the Enchiridion and Discourses, provide a practical guide to navigating life's challenges with resilience and wisdom. Despite his early life in bondage, Epictetus's philosophy emphasizes the freedom of the mind, teaching that true power lies in how we interpret and respond to events, rather than in controlling the external world. One of his most famous teachings states, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound idea encapsulates the essence of Stoicism. Life is unpredictable and hardships are inevitable, but by mastering our reactions, we cultivate inner peace and strength. Epictetus urged his students to differentiate between what is within their control and what is not. External events, including misfortunes and other people's actions, are beyond our power, but our judgments, decisions, and attitudes remain within our grasp. By focusing on what we can change, our thoughts and behaviors, we liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering. A key element of Epictetus's teachings is the practice of journaling, a method of self-reflection that allows individuals to assess their thoughts, emotions, and actions. Through this habit, we learn to recognize our flaws, correct our mistakes, and grow in wisdom. He advocated for a life of continuous learning, humility, and moral excellence. In his words, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This is a call to humility, a reminder that the pursuit of wisdom often requires us to abandon pride and embrace a beginner's mindset. Moreover, Epictetus warned against the mere accumulation of knowledge without application. He stated, "Don't just say you have read books. Show that through books you have learned." This serves as a powerful reminder that philosophy is not merely an intellectual exercise but a way of life. True wisdom is demonstrated in actions, not just in words. To embody Stoicism, one must actively apply its principles in daily life, striving for virtue, self-discipline, and resilience in the face of adversity. Epictetus's philosophy teaches us to examine our emotions and behaviors critically. Fear, anger, and despair are often the result of misjudging external events. By practicing self-reflection and focusing on personal growth, we can cultivate the self-control and fortitude necessary to lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. His teachings serve as a beacon of wisdom, urging us to look inward, master our minds, and embrace the Stoic way of living. The insights of Seneca. Seneca, the esteemed Stoic philosopher and advisor to Emperor Nero, provides invaluable insights into the nature of virtue, self-control, and resilience. His extensive writings, including his letters to Lucilius and essays, offer guidance on how to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. Though he held a position of power, Seneca remained deeply aware of the transient and unpredictable nature of life, advocating for a philosophy rooted in inner strength and ethical living. Like Epictetus, Seneca emphasized the importance of self-reflection and continuous self-improvement. He famously wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This statement highlights the Stoic belief that wisdom is a lifelong pursuit. There is no final destination in the journey of self-betterment. Rather, each day presents new opportunities to refine our character and deepen our understanding of what it means to live virtuously. One of Seneca's most famous teachings states, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This profound insight reminds us that much of our suffering stems not from actual events, but from our perceptions and anxieties about the future. Our fears, insecurities, and worst-case scenarios are often exaggerated by our minds, causing unnecessary distress. By focusing on the present and confronting challenges with a rational perspective, we can reduce anxiety and approach difficulties with a clear and composed mind. Seneca also recognized the value of hardship as a means of personal growth. He wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body, just as physical exercise builds strength and endurance. Life's challenges serve to fortify our mental and emotional resilience. Rather than shunning adversity, we should embrace it as an opportunity to develop patience, courage, and self-discipline." Stoicism teaches that every obstacle is a chance to practice virtue and strengthen our character. Another key lesson from Seneca's philosophy is the practice of gratitude and contentment. He believed that much of human unhappiness arises from the desire for more wealth, more recognition, more possessions. Instead of chasing external validations, Seneca encouraged his followers to appreciate what they already have and find fulfillment in simple, virtuous living. He warned against the dangers of excessive ambition and attachment to material wealth, advocating instead for a life guided by wisdom and moderation. Seneca's teachings also stress the importance of living in accordance with nature, accepting the inevitable, and focusing on what truly matters. He reminds us that death is a natural part of life, and rather than fearing it, we should use our awareness of mortality as motivation to live fully and meaningfully. Every day is an opportunity to cultivate wisdom, practice kindness, and make a positive impact on the world around us. Above all, Seneca urged his readers to be mindful of how they spend their time. He saw time as the most valuable resource, more precious than wealth or status. Wasting time on trivial pursuits, distractions, or negativity deprives us of the opportunity to live wisely and meaningfully. To live well is to be intentional with our thoughts, actions, and relationships, ensuring that we dedicate ourselves to pursuits that align with virtue and wisdom. Seneca's wisdom remains deeply relevant today. His insights remind us to manage our emotions, embrace challenges, and lead lives rooted in virtue. Through continuous self-reflection and the cultivation of self-control and fortitude, we can navigate life's uncertainties with resilience and grace. So as Seneca wisely stated, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Let us take his words to heart, striving each day to grow in wisdom, cultivate self-control, and embody the virtues of a true Stoic philosopher. In doing so, we can transform our lives and find true fulfillment in the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. The practice of gratitude. The practice of gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic journaling. The Stoics were not mere masochists, dwelling only on their faults. They believed in the power of gratitude, in acknowledging the blessings in our lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." Gratitude is a practice of acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in our lives. It is a reminder that despite our challenges and hardships, there is always something to be thankful for. In our journal, let us write down what we are grateful for, no matter how small. It could be the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a friend, or the simple joy of a good meal. The practice of gratitude is not merely a sentiment, but a way of life. It is a reminder to value the present, to appreciate the blessings in our lives, and to cultivate contentment. As Seneca wrote, "He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary." So let us embrace the practice of gratitude. Let us value the present, and let us learn to live like a Stoic philosopher. Remember, the practice of gratitude is not an easy practice. It requires mindfulness, appreciation, and a willingness to value the present. But it is through gratitude that we cultivate contentment, that we learn to respond with wisdom and virtue, and that we learn to live like a Stoic philosopher. Action and reflection. The Stoics valued action in the present. They believed that philosophy was not merely a pursuit of the mind, but a way of life. It is a call to action to strive for virtue, to cultivate self-control and fortitude. Epictetus wrote, "Don't just say you have read books. Show that through books you have learned." This is a reminder that philosophy is not merely a pursuit of the mind, but a way of life. It is a call to action. In our journal, let us write down what we will do differently tomorrow. How will we strive for virtue, for wisdom, for self-control and fortitude? What actions will we take to cultivate these virtues? Let us remember the Stoics valued reflection as much as they valued action. They believe that through self-reflection, we can learn to respond with wisdom and virtue to cultivate self-control and fortitude. So let us embrace both action and reflection. Let us strive for virtue. Let us cultivate self-control and fortitude. And let us learn to live like a Stoic philosopher. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, objective judgment now, at this very moment. Unselfish action now at this very moment. Willing acceptance now at this very moment of all external events. That's all you need. But let's remember that the purpose of journaling is far beyond the pen and paper. The value lies in practicing reflection and action. Journaling offers profound insights into our thoughts, our emotions, and our struggles. By practicing it like a true Stoic, we can learn to overcome destructive emotions and wholeheartedly strive to cultivate virtue. The example of Cato the Younger. Cato the Younger, a Roman statesman and Stoic philosopher, is often held up as an exemplar of Stoic virtues. His unwavering commitment to principle, his courage in the face of adversity, and his willingness to stand against tyranny make him a model for Stoics. His life provides profound insights into the practice of Stoic virtues and the cultivation of self-control and fortitude, as well as his opposition to Julius Caesar. Cato the Younger believed that adherence to Stoic principles was essential for a virtuous life. He lived his life in accordance with nature, striving for virtue, self-control, and fortitude. He was known for his unwavering commitment to justice, his courage in the face of adversity, and his willingness to stand against tyranny. In his life, Cato the Younger demonstrated the importance of self-reflection and the practice of Stoic principles. He believed that through self-reflection, we can learn to respond with wisdom and virtue, to cultivate self-control and fortitude. Let us explore Cato the Younger's example. He stood against the tyranny of Julius Caesar, refusing to compromise his principles even in the face of death. He believed that virtue was the key to a fulfilling life, that by cultivating virtue we can achieve inner peace and happiness. It's important to note that Cato left an impression on history and to the Stoics that venerated him afterwards. He left us with one famous line uttered with noble courage and without pity for himself. "I am not conquered, and as for my fortunes in this battle, I do not manage to survive." This is a remarkable call that less is the valuing of left livelihood wonder in itself, but the virtue of upholding your values in form of serving a higher moral purpose or community. Let this line mark a deep imprint on our personal beings of chief morality. Cato the Younger, through his historic principles, not only defined a path of striving for justice, but he is regarded as the symbol of Stoic profound volition. So let us be inspired by the example of Cato the Younger. Let us strive for virtue. Let us stand against the forces of tyranny, and let us learn to live like a Stoic philosopher. The Stoic virtues. The Stoic virtues are the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. They are the qualities that the Stoics believed were essential for a virtuous life. These virtues are wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is truly important and to act accordingly. Justice is the practice of fairness, equity, and kindness towards others. Courage is the strength to face adversity with resolve and fortitude. Self-control is the ability to regulate our emotions and actions, to respond with wisdom and virtue rather than with fear or anger. In our journal, let us reflect on these virtues. Write down how you have practiced these virtues in your life. Where have you shown wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control? Where have you fallen short, and how can you improve? Reflecting on the Stoic virtues helps us cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and our actions. It is a reminder to strive for virtue, to cultivate self-control and fortitude, and to live in harmony with nature, with ourselves. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Virtue is within the reach of everyone, and happiness is a result of a virtuous life." By reflecting on the Stoic virtues, we cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves, we strive for virtue, and we learn to live like a Stoic philosopher. The teachings of Cleanthes. Cleanthes, the second leader of the Stoic school, was known for his unwavering commitment to Stoic principles and his profound insights into the nature of virtue and the divine. Cleanthes believed that living in accordance with nature and virtue was the key to a fulfilling life. He taught that the universe is governed by a rational principle, the Logos, and that by aligning ourselves with this principle, we can achieve inner peace and happiness. In his teachings, Cleanthes emphasized the importance of self-control, fortitude, and the cultivation of virtue. He believed that through self-reflection and the practice of Stoic principles, we can achieve a state of apatheia, or freedom from destructive emotions. Let us explore some of Cleanthes' teachings. He wrote, "Follow nature and follow God, and you will never go astray." This is a reminder that by aligning ourselves with the natural order and the divine principle, we can achieve inner peace and happiness. He also wrote, "The virtuous life is the only happy life." This is a reminder that virtue is the key to a fulfilling life, that by cultivating virtue we can achieve inner peace and happiness. Cleanthes' teachings remind us to look within, to examine our emotions and our actions, and to strive for virtue. They remind us that through self-reflection, we can learn to respond with wisdom and virtue, to cultivate self-control and fortitude. So let us embrace Cleanthes' teachings. Let us strive for virtue. Let us cultivate self-control and fortitude, and let us learn to live like a Stoic philosopher. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life. Through self-reflection, gratitude, and the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, we've explored how to master our emotions, embrace challenges, and live with virtue. Remember, the journey to self-mastery isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each day is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So take these lessons to heart, pick up your journal, and start your Stoic journey today. The power to transform your life lies within you. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on living a meaningful life. Let's walk this path together, one step at a time.